Today is July 15th. What is my next step now? Professional day traders talk about what kind of a trader are you? You have to define that first. Um, so, what kind of a trader am I? So far, I cannot pinpoint exactly what kind of a trader I am right now um, because I haven't been successful yet to clearly state, hey, I'm successful at this, and so this is the trader that I am. So the next step that I would do now is what I would like to do. Now I want to define it. I want to define what kind of a. See, the thing is, I thought without knowing who I am, I would just keep trading based on certain time periods, and then see what the results are. And so far, that was not successful. I've tried that for several years. Essentially, it is essentially like a sawtooth pattern. Now, so what will my next step be? My next step will be to uh, trade in a period that I want to trade. And once I figure out how to be successful in that, then I can move into another period, which seems to be a lot easier. It's still very difficult, but it's a lot easier, like swing trading, which means that I could put on a trade for a day, a week, or a month, and I know that at the end of that period, my trade uh, will essentially be at a point where anything that I did in the past will equate to the amount of return that I will get. Okay. But right now, what I want to do is I want to challenge myself to select a slice of trading within a within intraday, and then find a particular instance of entry point. And when I find this entry point, then I am assured of a certain percentage. Granted that uh, the confluences that I have created does not clearly substantiate a 100% win rate, but it does ensure practically to 80 to 90% win rate based on the research that I do and the confluences that define how I trade. And then what I would do is after I define those criteria based on back testing, okay, there will be substantial amount of back testing. While I'm working at Westside, every penny that I make, I will save for that day when I'm able to put real money into the market. So that's the parallel process that I would take. And then I would trade in the manner that I have selected the path that I would take. Once that happens, it'll free me up to look for that particular opportunity to occur, and I can enter into the trade when that opportunity occurs. Only when that opportunity occurs, so that I can see for myself that that is the entry point. And I will clearly substantiate the entry point using the same amount of risk, because right now, at this point, it is to create a proof of concept. And once I have substantiated on a periodic basis, and God willing that I'm able to perform the duties as a dishwasher for a period, then I will be able to, then it'll be great. So when I get to that point, that will be my next step. My next step is to prove things out. Once I prove things out, then I will be able to be successful as a day trader. And that's going forward. And that essentially has so much work to do. I have so much work to do right now. I have an enormous amount of work because selecting, back testing, refining, backtesting, refining, backtesting, selecting what's working, selecting what's not working. That is a process of doing research and performing things like understanding and completely understanding what Al Brooks has to teach. And when I take that information and um, once that is substantiated, then I will be able to move back into the market. Only until then, only until then I will be able to save money, get the needy things that I need, stabilize my life, and then even if I do have the funds, the risk will be very small because the risk initially will be zero because I will be using FTMO demo account. It's great. They have a free demo account that I can use, which essentially is the same thing as the challenge. So I have that part already resolved, allocated, so that when the time is there, I can do it. The other part is I have the other part of my personal account, which will allow me to trade, and I will perfect that. And I will perfect it until I achieve a certain consistency. That consistency, it can take the next 10 years, but that's something that I need to achieve. Because once I achieve consistency, that can be used to increase the amount of risk that I have and ride that risk. And then when I see something that is consistent, then I can look for a similar characteristics in other behaviors and other setups so that I can expand upon the bag of tricks. So essentially, that is the next step that I will be taking. And I will be making YouTube videos analyzing and figuring out what the win rates are and then expanding upon that